Factorize out by taking out the common factor, then further factorize. Okay, let's take a look at, let's do some quick recall first. Okay, so this was done before our break. So factorize completely. Highlight the common factor of 4a plus 3. So here, after factorization, we have 4a plus 3. Remaining will be 5. Oh, what is left?
That's 1.
Minus? Why minus?
1.
Oh, just 1 like this? Oh, plus. There's a plus. Okay, 5 plus 1. So 5 plus 1 we can simplify it to become 4. 5 plus, sorry. I'm sorry, 5 plus 1 is 6. Okay, 6 times of 4a plus 3. Alright? Now before we carry on, let's take a step back and take a look at this. 5 times of the highlighted part plus another one of the highlighted part. Does it make sense to get a total of 6 of the highlighted part? Alright, that's what's happening. Okay. The next one, part B. Okay, again, highlight the common factor, e minus 2f. So here, factor e minus 2f. First term, we have 3d left, minus how much? Oh, what's left? Oh, it's 1. It's the same 1. So, and then we have it 3d minus 1. Back to the original question, I've got originally 3d of the highlighted part. I don't know what d is, but it's just a number. I've got 3d of them. And then I take away 1 of it. So remaining will be 3d minus 1 of the highlighted part. Okay, then when I say the highlighted part, I'm referring to the common factor. So next, same again, we have a common factor of 5a plus b. So 5a plus b. Remaining will be x plus y. Next, 2d minus 1 as the common factor. So this will be 2d minus 1, 3x minus 4y. Okay, so you notice that I've been presenting it this way, with a blank over here. So I expect you to just copy down the question itself. Okay, that you can do by yourself later when you go home. Okay, this is what I wanted you to go through. Before we go back to the original, don't worry, this is recorded. You can go back and watch the video if you haven't finished copying. Yes? I cannot hear you. Say again.
In exercise 1, what's the difference between factorizing?
Between factorize completely and fully. Okay, this word over here. Let's highlight this. Completely, fully. Same thing lah. It's the same. Alright? Okay, remember in the previous set of notes there were some questions that left blank? Right? Okay, this is where we need to have the background knowledge. Okay, so notice that when you are asked to factorize fully, then we always want to look for common factors, right? Are there any common factors? Don't have. But do you see something that's very similar? 2h minus 5, 5 minus 2h. Quite similar, right? How are they different? The sign is different. It is completely opposite. I have positive 2h but negative 2h here. I have negative 5 but I have positive 5. It is completely the opposite. So they have a relationship and I need to be able to change it. So, okay, watch, stop talking, guys, boys at the back. I need your full attention. This is another one of those that will be very commonly tested during our tests and exams. Why? Very important concepts over here that you need to know. If only this is 2h minus 5. If only, then we can do it, isn't it? Or, if only this part is our 5 minus 2h, then we can do it easily. Unfortunately, the reality is not the same. They are not the same. But I've got a trick that will be able to convert one of them to the other. So how do we do that? So keeping in mind that they are quite similar. The only difference is the sign. One positive, one negative. One negative, one positive. Okay. So we're going to learn how to convert this 5 minus 2h that is found over here to become 2h minus 5. And it is really simple. How do I convert this to become 2h minus 5? Now obviously they are different, right? Obviously different. All I need to do is to just put a negative sign in front. Do you see that? Just like that, all the signs will change. Remember, I've been stressing. When there's a negative sign outside the bracket, you remove the negative sign, all the sign will change. Positive to become negative, negative to become positive. Okay, so with this, I am now going to change my 5 minus 2h to become negative 2h minus 5. And watch what actually happens. Okay, so here we have it to be the same, g 2h minus 5. No change yet. Now plus f. Okay, don't copy this down yet. Don't copy yet. Plus f. Okay, no change. Now the highlighted part, I want to change it to become my 2h minus 5. And that is done by doing this direct replacement. Negative 2h minus 5. So instead of writing 5 minus 2h, okay, which is the original, I'm now going to change it to become negative 2h minus 5. So change it to become negative 2h minus 5. Okay, so this is f multiplied by this negative 2h minus 5, which is the same as my 5 minus 2h. Don't copy yet, because I want you to be able to skip the next step. Or rather, skip this particular step. We can skip this particular step. Look, f times negative 1. There's an invisible 1 over here. F times negative 1 gives me negative f. So effectively, this is what's going to happen. This positive f, look at this positive f, is now going to become a minus what? Minus f. And this is a conversion. From positive f, change the sign to be negative f. From 5 minus 2h, change it to 2h minus 5. And now, we are comfortable with this. We have a common factor already of 2h minus 5. So let's carry on with our usual work. 2h minus 5 multiplied by g minus f. Done. Okay? Any questions? If not, we shall try the next question. 2a times b minus 3 plus 3c times 3 minus b. So again, are there common factors? Take a look. Are there common factors? Don't have. But I have something that's really similar. b minus 3 and 3 minus b. It's the difference of sign. So when there's a difference in a sign, I can easily change one to the other by adding by multiplying by a negative 1. So there's a helping this thought process over here. This portion is what goes through your mind. Okay, but we're just putting it down for you to help you first. Okay, so 3 minus b. I want to change it to become a b minus 3. Right? Because in the first term we've got a b minus 3 as the factor. Whereas in the second term we have 3 minus b. I want to change it to become a b minus 3 so it's the same. Currently, they are not the same. In order to switch them, just put a negative sign. Okay, this is a very important key over here. So now, back to the original question. This is equal to 2a times b minus 3. And instead of writing plus 3c, what should we do? It becomes minus 3c. We change the sign over here. Minus 3c. And in the bracket, instead of 3 minus b, it becomes b minus 3. So we have just changed the sign in the second bracket. All of them. Positive 3 becomes a negative 3. Negative b becomes a positive b. And then I switch the position around so that it looks exactly the same. Okay, when I say the sign is changed, I actually mean negative 3 plus b Right? We switch the sign, positive 3 become negative 3, negative b become positive b. But writing it this way doesn't exactly look the same, but they are mathematically the same. So instead of negative 3 plus b, I choose to write as b minus 3, so that visually they are literally the same. So b minus 3. Okay, so take note of the difference. From positive 3c, it became negative 3c. Why was there a change in sign? Because I needed to change the sign in the second bracket. Why do I need to change the sign in the second bracket? Because I need the same factor that was found in the first term. And now, we have a common factor of b minus 3. Remove that, leaving us with 2a minus 3c. Okay, so now your turn. Try part C yourself now. Try part C. Okay, do this first. T minus 1. What is it equal to? Then change it to, yes?
That's minus.
What is minus? You mean your question is different?
Because 5c is minus 1 minus 6.
Why?
So that means I change the minus to positive.
Yeah lah. Change the sign lor. So t minus 1 becomes a negative 1 minus t. And here we have switched it around. So our original question becomes 5c times t minus 1. And then because I have practiced already, I know the sign, the coefficient, the sign of the coefficient, originally negative 6, is going to change to become positive 6. And inside the bracket, it becomes t minus 1. There is a change of sign outside and inside the bracket. All of them will change. So the common factor will be t minus 1. What is remaining will be 5c plus 6. Okay, can I have a show of hands who got this correct? Who got this? T minus 1, 5c plus 6. Okay, thank you. Put our hands. Okay, then I think we have an idea of how to do this without actually going through the step on the right already. We see a pattern forming. And you can actually do it instantaneously. How? Well, let's take a look. Here we have 3a, 4 minus 3y. On the other side, 3y minus 4. I want to switch the signs around. So instead of negative 7, it becomes plus 7. Then 4 minus 3y. And we end up with 4 minus 3y, 3a plus 7. Done. Okay, this is a required step. You need to show this step. You cannot skip this up. Cannot skip. We want to see how you change the sign here and how you change the signs here. Okay, next. So the next type of question, when you have 4 terms, 1, 2, 3, 4. When you have 4 terms, first, second, third, and fourth. You need to pair them up. How to pair them up? First pair and second pair. Might not necessarily be the case. Might be the first and the third, might be the first and the fourth. It is your job to go and find out where the pairs are. Okay, so 4 terms, we can form 2 pairs. How do we choose? Within the pair, there must be common factor. If there are no common factor, then there's no point pairing them up. Let's look at examples again. So if I have 4 terms over here, in this example, 4 terms. Check out the first 2 terms. See if they have common factor. So 6ax with positive 10ay. Are there common factors? Yes. We've got a 2 as the common factor. We've got a as the common factor. So literally, I am just factorizing the first pair first. As long as they have a common factor, you can pair them up. Okay, I've just done the first pair. And you do the same for the remaining pair. Remaining pair of positive 3bx plus 5by. And here is the factorized form for the 2 pairs. And what do you notice in this step? After you have factorized out one pair, factorize another pair, what do you notice in each pair? They have another common factor, 3x plus 5y. You have another common factor of 3x plus 5y, so you can factorize again. And this step is actually what we have been starting off this topic with. 3x plus 5y, 3x plus 5y, you factorize out the 3x plus 5y, and you are left with 2a plus b. Okay? We have been practicing from this step onwards. The difference right now is how to arrive at this step by yourself from 4 terms. Not difficult, just pair them up. As long as you have pairs, 2 pairs of with common factors, done. You can do the next step already. So let's try exercise 3, question 1a. Okay, so part A, we have 4 terms. Okay, 4 terms means I need to group them together. I need to pair them up. I let you in on a secret. Usually, when we set the questions, we like to put the first two terms that have common factors, so that it is easier for you. So just look. Okay, let's consider the first 2 terms. Are there common factors? 12ax, 3ay. Have not? Have, right? Okay, besides a, what else? The number. We've got 3. A as the common factor. So with 3a as the common factor, I'm left with 4x in the first term. Plus y. Okay, that's when I pair up the first 2 terms. And now I am going to pair the next 2 terms. Okay, these brackets that I am drawing, you don't have to draw them. It is not part of the working. But I'm just trying to draw your attention to how I'm pairing them up. So inside my green bracket, I've got common factors again. What are the common factors? In the green colored bracket, what are the common factors? Besides b, what is the number? Start with the number first. 2. Is it positive or negative? Positive 2, right? So you must write the positive 2. You cannot just write 2, which is a common mistake. Common mistake, students just write 2. If you just write 2, then it means multiplied by 2, which is not the case. It is actually a plus 2. Okay, then what goes into the bracket? Oh no, it's not just 2. What else? 2b, yes. 2b. Then you open bracket, what is left? 4x. Are you surprised? No, it is found over here. Okay, they are setting you up for this type of grouping question. What is next? 2by divided by 2b plus y. Are you surprised to see these two being the same? No, it is expected that we have the same factor again. And you have just created the first step to the introduction of this set of notes. Okay, so the common factor will be now 4x plus y. Open bracket, 3a plus 2b. So in this type of question, where you have 4 terms, you actually have factorization, then factorize again. 3 times you factorize. Okay, let's try for part B. Remember, we typically put the first 2 terms, we arrange it for you such that the first 2 terms you have a common factor. So let's check. If I group these 2 terms, what is the common factor? C. Okay. Then what is left? A minus 3. Now in the next 2 terms, what is the common factor? The integer value. It is 2, right? Oh, but can I say it is negative 2 or positive 2? Positive 2, negative 2? Both are okay. It's just that one will be more tedious than the other. Let me show you. Let's say I choose positive 2 plus 2. If I put plus 2, I leave, plus 2b. Plus 2b. Then I end up with a minus 3. Happy to see this? Must be happy because the terms in the brackets are the same. So we end up with A minus 3 and C plus 2B. Okay? Now, I was saying that instead of factorizing out positive 2B, you could have factorized out negative 2B also. What would it then look like? So C, A minus 3, now in red, minus 2B. So we have negative A plus 3. Okay, that is if I factorize out negative 2B. Then you look in the bracket. I have A minus 3 and negative A plus 3. So you know that they are quite similar, but the sign is different. So you need to apply the change of sign again. In this case, so we end up with C times of A minus 3, then negative 2B becomes positive 2B, then A minus 3. And we get the same answer, A minus 3, C plus 2B. Okay, that is why I'm saying that whether you factorize out positive 2B or negative 2B, they are both okay, just that one will be longer than the other. Okay, let's try part C now. Again, we like to make our job easier, make our life easier. Usually the first two terms will have a common factor already. If they don't have, then you need to consider first and third or first and fourth term. Okay, so the first two terms, let's start. Our 8mt minus 12m, common factor of 4m, open bracket, 2t minus 3. That's in the first pair. Then in my second pair, 2bt minus 3b. One positive, one negative. I have a choice. I can factorize out either positive or negative. Just that one will be easier than the other. If you are a person who just decides to take positive, always try positive. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Then you see what happens. Let's say we take out positive b. Because b is a factor. Either b or negative b is a factor. So we end up with 2t minus 3. Okay, you are lucky in this case. If your default is always to take out the positive value, then you are lucky. Where are the notes? Oh, I couldn't see. Okay, so here 2t minus 3, 4m plus b. Done. Okay, any questions at this point in time? Now let's see what happens. Here we have 5p. So q minus 3. Pair the next two up. Oh, q minus, positive q minus 3. What is the common factor? 1. 1 is the common factor? Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, it is 1. Positive 1, q plus, q minus 3. Q minus 3. Did we need to write plus 1 bracket? No, we didn't have to. But if we don't write the plus 1 bracket, meaning it looks like this, are you able to recognize that there is a common factor? Might not be, Might not be able to recognize that a q minus 3 is the common factor that we require. Therefore, it is recommended. Then you put brackets over here. Recommended. And then you can choose to put a 1 if you like. Nothing wrong with that. As long as that's not your final answer. Okay? So with this, I recognize that q minus 3 is my common factor. And what is that will be 5p plus 1. So there are quite a number of different types of questions that can be created. So the first two terms, 5a, leaving us with 3b minus 2c. Okay, then the next two terms, minus 22c plus 33b. Let us continue to factorize out the positive number first. Plus 11, yeah, just plus 11 only. So now we end up with negative 2c plus 3b. Negative 2c plus 3b. Do we have common factors? Are there common factors? Yes, they are the same, although it's written in another form.
Yeah. So that's
Negative
turning
2c
around.
plus 3b, same thing.
Yeah, you can turn it around to just complete.
Okay, so 3b minus 2c, 5a plus 11. Same. Or if you write negative 2c plus 3b, nobody will fault you. Next one, part F. Here the common factor will be p, 9m minus 2n. Next, plus 3. Okay, I take out the positive. So left with negative n. Oh, negative 2n, sorry. Negative 2n, then plus 9m. My brain froze for a while. Okay, we notice that these two are the same again. So 9m minus 2n, p plus 3. Continue. 9n plus 2n. Wait. P minus 3. No, they are not the same. Okay, try part G. Okay, in fact, I can give you the homework already.